Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast live show. Max, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good. Coming off a dub. I can't complain. More games than the Super Bowl, baby. Fly Eagles, fly one. You know the rest, how it go. Fly Eagles, fly, baby. I know you pulling for us this next week. Come on, dog. We're that green. Get rid of that black.
Max, just do me a favor, double check that your mic is plugged in because I think you're talking through your phone. I might be wrong, but just double check that. But yeah, man, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that like button. Uh Football season's almost to an end, bro, and it's fucking sad. We only got about 2 weeks. You got the conference championship, then we got the Super Bowl. But we're gonna be here, bro. We're gonna be here making some content for you guys. We welcome you guys tonight. Appreciate you guys picking us for your day, whether you're driving to work or you're working out or simply just catching us on a Sunday night, late night. Max, where do you want to start, bro? I mean,
I don't want to just start on Philadelphia one. How's the mics? Is it a little better or is it the same?
way better. Now you're on
Okay.
your mic.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, everybody. You had to hear my cheap shit. One, I really want to start in Philly, but I feel like we should start just in the order of the game. So I think we should start with Jacksonville, Kansas City, because
You
that
think
game,
so?
I think we should, bro. Because I think this is the question that's going to be the biggest thing of the week, don't you? The health of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, we can start there. I feel like we can scramble everywhere, but I think coming out of this weekend, you're absolutely right. That's probably the biggest headline, and what people are going to be talking about the most is the health of Patrick Mahomes. A little recap of the game. Of course, Chiefs get the win. Jacksonville covers. They made this game a lot more interesting than people think. Uh, Jamal Agnew basically sold the game. They were in the red zone. They're on the 3-5 yard line, something
Maybe
like that.
it was in the 10. It was somewhere there.
Yeah.
It was bad play by Jamal Agnew, to say the least.
Yeah. And Chiefs weathered the storm. They got it done. It wasn't pretty, but you got to hand it to Chad Henne. Got to hand it to Travis Kelce.
Oh my God, Travis Kelce won. What do you have? 15 catches, 14?
Yeah, two touchdowns. Oh my goodness, most catches for a tight end in postseason history. And did you see any indication from Mahomes giving you a worry that he's not going to be himself basically next week?
I think
high ankle sprain.
I think that's a very strong possibility. He missed he missed the last 3 minutes of the half. He came back out. He still made some magical throws. He's Patrick Mahomes, but I felt like he was a little bit timid, or rather reserved when it came to running, and you could see the pain on his face. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot worse on Tuesday after the painkillers were off, all that adrenaline from the game. Luckily he gets an extra day of rest, but this is a team he hasn't been able to beat when he's healthy.
Yeah.
You don't really want to go in there half cocked. And I was not impressed with Kansas City's defense at all. I was really impressed with Cincinnati's defense, the team they're playing. Sorry, D-Raw. I did not mean to bring that up to make you feel bad. I'm hurt a little bit too, bro.
Yeah, so Bills wind up getting honestly dominated. I know the score is not that bad, but they got physically dominated in all three phases. 27-10 stat line. Game doesn't really say how dominating the Bengals were. I thought MVP of this game, I know the storyline is Joe Burrow, and I would love to give all the credit to Joe Burrow, but honestly, Zach, with the combination of Zach Taylor calling this game and Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine and all these guys after the catch, like Hayden Hurst, running so fucking hard, Max.
Well, I thought they just got out physical, man. I felt like every time Buffalo had a chance to wrap somebody up, it was miss the first tackle, fall forward for 4 yards, and just going off what you said, I'd rather say the O-line in general played their butts off. And this is why Buffalo got Von Miller, guys. This is why they made such a push to get him, because as much as I like Gregory Rousseau, Joe Burrow got sacked one time, and I don't feel like he was under duress. And then Buffalo plays their zone. Playing zone's cool, but if you know what's coming every time, and it's Joe Burrow, he's just going to dissect you. And that's exactly what he did. Whether it was moving in the pocket to manipulate the linebackers, take a step up, like the touchdown to Jamar Chase, and then Buffalo, they struggled all game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just simply didn't show up for Buffalo. I didn't feel like Josh Allen played a bad game or anything
Well,
like
no,
that.
but just the start of it, one was a 2 3
Yeah,
and outs, 2 touchdown
yeah.
drives where I was like, Buffalo's
Well,
fucked.
they were blitzing the shit out of him. He had a guy in his face within 1 or 2 seconds,
Yeah,
and
and they didn't get slowed down at all, Juan. And the first 2
yeah,
drives, it was like, "Oh my god."
yeah. He said, "I hope no one next season thinks of us as Super Bowl contenders." Well, look, man, I would say this, D-Raw,
Josh
on the
Allen,
Buffalo Bills.
he gonna make you
Yeah,
think that.
you're always gonna be a contender with that guy. But both of these teams, Max, going into the offseason, what was their glaring needs? With the Buffalo Bills, it was pass rush.
Pass
So
rush
they
and
got
corner,
Von
yeah.
Miller. And then with the Bengals, it was offensive line. They got Lyle Collins and
Alex
Ted
Kappa.
Karras. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alex
but
Kappa.
you know what, one? Those guys were all hurt, but they kinda
Yeah,
pulled it
that's
together,
what
and
I'm
Jackson
saying.
Carman had a great showing, and I think they were chipping, they were making the
Yeah.
run game kinda just sprung it open. I was like, "Man, if you're gonna let them run the ball on you like this, Buffalo, you're in deep shit."
Yeah. And my thing is like the offensive line, the backup showed up for the Bengals. The guys that needed to step up for the Bills simply didn't show up. Like they were just nowhere to be found. Like a guy like Ed Oliver or Tre'Davious White, who got concussed today. It sucks to hear that, but he was getting torched today. Like the whole defense in general, I was saying last week, without Von Miller, ever since Von Miller has been gone, I know bad is maybe a loose term, but they're not a good defense.
Well,
And
I
that's
think
just the
one,
facts
they're
of it.
not special, and they don't really have anyone capable of making a special play. I love Matt Milano, but he's not to me a Fred Warner type of guy who can go out there and make a play like whenever they really need one. And one, I think if you're a Buffalo fan and D-Raw is, and if Ravens here, sometimes Josh Allen covers a lot of holes on this team, and it's time
Most
to address
definitely.
those holes. You can get better up front. Hey, as much as one likes Gabe Davis, he's not a great number 2 receiver.
He's
He's a number
not.
3.
Yeah. And it just sucks, man, because I think just a lot of the things that the Bills got this offseason, just whether it was injuries or didn't show up, they couldn't use them. Like a guy like James Cook, they spent a what second round pick
Yeah,
on him.
high second round
He
pick, and
he
him
was nowhere to
Clemens.
be found today.
Yeah.
No plays, you know. So it sucks for the Bills. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise in this sense that you got your ass kicked. I know you had some pieces missing, but there's a, there's a higher ceiling here. You guys need to improve. Like Gabe, you can't just bank on Gabe Davis. You guys need to get a second receiver. Maybe even think about upgrading the tight end position as much as people love Dawson Knox.
I think they need
And
a touch of electric in their offense, Juan, 'cause, who
yeah,
really scares you? Like, who you like, "Oh my god."
nobody. It's just Stephon Diggs. That's
But does
it.
he really scare you? Like, I get he's really good, but are you like, "Oh my god, he might run right past everybody." Like,
Well,
Jamar Chase, you gotta be scared
yeah.
of him every time he's on the field. Tyreek Hill.
Even
Okay.
even a guy like DK Metcalf, like
Yeah.
that's a guy that scares
I
you.
mean, dude, AJ Brown, do you don't think he scares teams?
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, Quez
Yeah.
Watkins has deep speed. These are all
Their
guys who
scares
scare people.
their scares is Josh Allen. But
Yeah.
you kind of alluded to it. I got to give you credit, Max. You kind of alluded to it in the middle of the season and throughout the season. The Bills are just not that talented as people think. You thought like they're too Josh Allen centric, and
Yeah.
people are thinking they got weapons everywhere. Like
It's a one-man
Josh Allen
band.
has so much on it. Yeah, so much on his shoulders. But we'll get a little bit more into him in the offseason. But the Bengals, man, I'm so impressed with them.
You tip
They
your hat.
just keep
Do you
keep on and keeping
remember
on.
the first 4 weeks we're like, "Man, what's going on with the Bengals?" And right now, one, I don't know what the line is with Vegas. I don't know if you wanna go back to the Chiefs game. I feel like the Bengals they're in the driver's seat, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love what the Bengals bring. I thought today was, Tony Romo said it like a big like F you. Like everyone's saying the Bills and the Chiefs are the two best teams in the league. And it's like, the Bengals, ever since last year, really, everyone has been doubting them. They wind up winning so many games last year and they make it all the way to the Super Bowl. And it's like, 1-year wonders. Joe Burrow, he's not as physical. He's not as imposing as Josh Allen.
He's no Justin
crazy
Herbert. I'm going to just say that right now. He's no Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he's no Justin Herbert, But again, he winds up coming up in the clutch. He makes spectacular plays, spectacular throws, and this team responds to adversity so freaking well. And all the chips are falling into their favor with the Patrick Mahomes injury. Like you said, the Chiefs defense doesn't look anything amazing. And I think the Bengals defense is really hitting its stride at the perfect time.
So I would say this one, and I don't really want to go too much into a preview, but I got a lot more faith in Kansas City's front to get pressure on Burrow than I did Buffalo's.
And Buffalo, 100%. Yeah.
So that's.
But you know what? Chris Jones hasn't had. I don't think he has a postseason sack.
Get out of here. Maybe.
Yeah, really? I thought that was crazy. I might be wrong, but I could have sworn I heard that on the telecast. That up.
That's wild.
And he didn't get a sack yesterday, or on Saturday, should I say.
What a Max Crosby-esque thing to do.
Yeah, no sacks, man. But we'll see what happens with the Chiefs and the Bengals. We're going to do a big preview on Wednesday. But let's go ahead and move on to the NFC, man. And I want to talk about the Niners and the Cowboys. A lot of people maybe thought that we should have let off the show with this, but 19-12.
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
19-12. The 49ers are heading to the NFC Championship 3 out of the 4 last years with Kyle Shanahan. Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, man. 206, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Purdy threw for a 214, 0 picks, 0 touchdowns.
Very key one. Very key.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb had a good day. But look, the stats are kind of telling in this one. You see the 2 picks from Dak Prescott. And me and Max were talking about this earlier. That red zone pick, it's backbreaking for Dak Prescott.
I'm going to quote what Juan said. And he said, think about it. 1 pick was in the red zone, and 1 pick literally gave the Niners the ball in the red zone. That's 2 cardinal sins. Yeah. I truly thought that the Cowboys outplayed the Niners in the first half, and they were down 6-9. And I was like, that's really tough. You just come out and play your best half of football of the year, stopping the run, making some plays. And in the second half, they just squandered it. They had plays they could have made, whether it was a Trayvon Diggs interception, and whether it just seemed like every run was positive in the second half.
Well,
and Micah, a lot of DeMarcus, all vanished in the second half.
Yeah, and another person that vanished, and not because of his performance, but Tony Pollard. It looks like he broke his leg or broke his ankle or something. He had an air cast on his leg. That was a big turning point. And with all the mistakes that Dallas made, it just wasn't enough to get the win. And you look back and they only lost by 7 points, Max.
And they missed an extra point. They got blocked.
Yeah. It's just like 1 or 2 plays. That's the difference.
But it just seemed like last year it was the Cowboys shooting themselves in the foot.
Right. Yeah.
Is it different?
I know it didn't matter at the end, but I want to say this. Yeah, terrible play at the end. But Dalton Schultz, even on that drive, like not getting out of bounds and going forward momentum, I feel like that's a coach's thing. That's a Mike McCarthy problem.
It's a detail. It's a very minute detail.
It's in the details, man. And I'm not going to say that Mike McCarthy is the main reason anymore. I don't feel that way. I think the Cowboys have a larger problem at hand. But when you see stuff like that, dude, you're not going to win football games. And I thought the better team won. The better coach team won.
Yeah.
And I'm psyched, man. I'm psyched for the Eagles and the Niners. I thought, as far as talent wise, from all the rosters, I thought the 4 best teams made it to the conference championships. this week? Do you feel that way? The top 4 most talented rosters.
Yes. The top 2 from the NFC for sure. Absolutely. The AFC, Chiefs 100%. Bengals, I would say yeah. It's a toss-up between the Bengals and maybe the Bills, but I think the Bengals at the end of the day have more talent.
Yeah, they have T. Higgins. I mean, Tyler Boyd is their 3rd receiver.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
Want to be honest with you, just give my initial thoughts. I'm kind of sad to see the Niners win just because I think they're a better team and it's going to be such a nightmare matchup for the Eagles. They didn't play. And Brock Purdy, we had talked about this, just continues to play mistake-free football. And that's the difference in a lot of these games.
Okay, he didn't throw a pick, right?
No. Got close a couple times.
He's close. He's going to throw one. And I'm waiting for when it happens. Look, he had 3 really good throws today. He had the one to Ayuk on 3rd down. Then he had another one to Christian McCaffrey. And then the crazy catch, if you want to call that a great pass,
to it was
George
crazy.
Kittle, which was probably the play of the game on the Niners side.
I thought that kind of propelled them in the second half.
Yeah. But if a team can just figure out how to make it cloudy in the inside with all these concepts, with Ayuk running flats and
Kittle working behind them, and all this. Well, here's what I think of Dallas one. I think Dallas was so gun-ho about we have to stop the run. They loaded up the box. Yeah. But the Eagles,
they did.
But the Eagles won. Have a guy named Jordan Davis and Dominican Sue, Linval Joseph, Fletcher, Effin Cox, Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat. We got some big-ass dudes. So,
and you guys protect the outside. Anything on the outsides, you guys most likely pick with James Bradbury. So my point is like, I want to see Purdy throw outside the numbers because
I feel like you have to make him do that.
You have to make him. That's the way that you're gonna beat him.
I think you need to load up the box, get a hand on a ball. Hey, go get the deflection, Marcus Epps. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. CJ Gardner-Johnson. Let's do it. And on the other end, as we're kind of transitioning to the Eagles, you got to slow down Bosa. We have 2 great tackles. We have a good guard. We have the best center in football. Let's move them. We have to be able to run the ball. Both teams need to run the ball. Yeah, that's really what it's going to come down to in the Eagles game right now. Here's the preview. Who's going to run the ball?
And speaking of your Eagles, man, congratulations.
The Giants are going to have a problem for the Eagles, man. Oh, my gosh.
Congratulations. The Eagles whooped some ass, dude. Talk about talent. Just
real quick, Giants, come on. Just be happy. You had a hell of a year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Boston Scott got in there.
Giant killer, baby.
And I thought when the Eagles went up 14-0, I knew it was done. You cannot give the Eagles any type of like big lead.
Oh, the Giants became one-dimensional so quick. And I was like, this is not how you guys want to play football.
Yeah. And some teams are just great when they're ahead, and that's the Eagles, man. Congratulations to the Giants. Dable, you're fantastic, bro. The Eagles came out there and kicked their ass, but really bright future for the Giants, man, if they can get some pieces. On the Eagles side, man, you guys are so dominant, bro. And you guys are so talented. There's talent everywhere, man. And I think Jalen Hurts really did prove his worth time in and time again, dude. Like, it makes me frustrated because we all know the MVP is sold up and everyone probably voted for Patrick Mahomes. But I did want to see this because I made this point. I said, if the Eagles play without Jalen Hurts, they're still a really good team and they can get by. I don't feel that way. I really do feel like Jalen Hurts is a absolute difference.
If you look at the stats, he threw for 150 yards, but he made it so easy to run the ball for the Eagles. Like Miles Sanders had 100 yards. Gainwell's the backup, had 114. Boston Scott had about 50. Hurts had a touchdown rushing. It just opens it up because he's such a threat, and the Eagles are so creative in their run game. That's one thing that I kind of wish the Dallas Cowboys did. You got to use Dak as a runner a little bit more. Don't be afraid to pull a guard. And that's what the Eagles have. And, man, it's going to be such a chess match with the D'Amico Ryans, who was once a great Eagle, Well, F you right now, dog. You's in the way of our progress. So let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. I'm happy with all the results. Who do you think out of these 4 teams, Max, has the most talented roster? It's close.
I think both teams reside in the NFC.
Yeah.
I don't think
most
it's either the
definitely.
AFC teams.
Yeah. The only thing I'm scared about for the Eagles, Max, is not necessarily the Niners, because I know the Niners are tough, but I do feel like it's the Eagles playing themselves, because the Niners can run the ball. The Niners,
I'm worried they're going to have
play
our
great
defense
D.
cracked, and I'm worried that they're going to crack the code. But we have the big guys. Like we have 4 really good big guys: Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox.
That's why it works. That's why it works. You guys have talent everywhere.
And Dominican, like we just got to get out there. And I've always told you this one: if you want to stop the run, you got to just put the mindset to stop those dudes. Like you can't let Frisco run the ball. Like Christian McCaffrey can't be running wild. I want to see him get cracked. He needs to get cracked. It's been too long.
Absolutely.
And George Kittle with his stupid helmet needs to get cracked. And Debo needs to be reminded he's a receiver. That's all I'm going to say.
You can't wait for that matchup, man.
I'm dreading it. I'm so nervous, dude. Like it's going to be a great game, I hope.
How do you feel, dude? Like kind of deja vu from last year, but with a better quarterback? I mean, not last year. The last time you guys went to the Super Bowl?
Well, I was so unafraid of the Vikings because I was like, oh, I think they're going to come out flat. But this team is playing so hot. But like I always say, man, maybe they're due. Maybe they're due. Brock Purdy's due for an interception. This can't keep happening. And I think the Eagles probably are the best team to make them throw the ball. I don't care what the Eagles run defense graded out as. You know what I mean? We have the big guys up front. We got Jordan Davis. We got the guys on the edges. So let's go out there and let's just play some Eagle football and let the chips fall where they mean.
Yeah. I think it was big for you guys to kick some ass, because it was like a get right game. Because you guys,
I think so too. And let's be real, the Niners did not kick the Cowboys' ass. It was a close game. They were struggling to move the ball on offense. Dallas kind of just shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and Kyle Shanahan, man, and Andy Reid, I think 2 coaches that come out of here very dominant, man, that have been dominating the
low key Zach Taylor. Throw him in. I mean, he's had 2 playoff runs and he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, 2 playoff runs. He's doing pretty damn good. I mean, he's what, 5-1. Yeah. But Kyle Shanahan, 3 out of the last 4. You know what Andy Reid is bringing to the table with 6 straight or 5 straight.
Andy Reid loved that championship game.
But what coach are you least confident in going into next weekend? Because Nick Sirianni, I'm not really that worried about him.
I feel like you just have to say him because he's the only guy who hasn't been here before. I feel like you just have to say him.
I see him mic'd up, Max. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
No, I wasn't even mic'd up. The mic just caught him, bro. He was yelling at that official. I loved it. I'll say this too. I'm glad the game's in Philly. Philly is a hard place. It ain't like playing in San Francisco in January. Playing in Philly in January is a much different time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I got my batteries ready.
Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati was, or I think Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was like, "Yeah, well, you better go ahead and refund those tickets."
Yeah, Atlanta tickets.
Game. I mean, he talks a big shit, bro, but he backs it
up. You gotta love Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, man. Anything else on these games? Do you want to talk about the losers a little bit more, like Dak's future, maybe?
I'll say this. I want to talk about a couple things. So let's talk about each loser for a minute. So the Cowboys, the big storylines are Dak's future, Dak playing under pressure. Thank God you're paying Zeke $20 million again. He was awesome do they losing Tony Pollard hurt? He might be done going into next year, which is going to suck for Dallas. I think Mike McCarthy stays, right?
Yeah.
Unless you get a line on Sean Payton.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think Jerry Jones is happy with Mike McCarthy. I think he's safe. He's 100% safe.
All right, then let's go to I think Jacksonville. Let's be happy to be here. I think Jacksonville and New York Giants. Let's just be happy we're here. First year coaches turned it around. interesting thing is Saquon and Daniel Jones. Jacksonville has nothing really. It's just like a young and upcoming team that shouldn't really have been there.
Yeah, I give Jacksonville a lot of credit. I really thought they could have won that game. It really did come down to that Jamal Agnew.
But I will say this one: you are kind of factoring with a really hampered Mahomes.
Yeah, I know, but the Chiefs were still scoring without Mahomes. They went on a 98-yard drive with Chad Henne. So they weren't missing a beat. And I just thought I loved the way Trevor Lawrence was playing, dude. And Travis Etienne had a good game. They're a young team. They got some holes still in their roster. I think they can easily fill it this year. I got to give credit to him, man. Like Trent Baalke, everyone was making fun of Trent Baalke at the end of the off season, and look at us now. Who's the fucking one laughing now at Trent Baalke?
Yeah, probably him. Let us. I feel like the same thing for the Giants, right? We all kind of like, what are they doing up there? Daniel Jones ain't the guy. Hey, you play with house money. Just be happy. You beat the Vikings, upset them. There's a lot of improvement left to make to that roster. Just do it and have fun. And then who's the other loser? It would be Cowboys. The Bills. I think the Bills got to look at themselves in the mirror. Got to take a long look right now.
Yeah. And the thing about the Bills, man, I know it sucks to say, Max, but a lot of people were just picking the Bills off of the plain fact of the Damar Hamlin situation, because we seen what happened in the last week of the season, how it galvanized that team, how they had the kickoff, and that was really my only worry. Honestly, I thought the Bengals were better than them, and you seen it in the last matchup for that little quarter that they did play, and they were dominating fashion, and I thought that was the only thing.
It kind of makes me think, Juan, if these teams had played, how different the matchup would have been. Just to see the film, because if this happened to Buffalo week 15 or whatever they played, you should kind of think, oh, we're going to kind of have an answer for it. You know what I mean? And I think McDermott and Leslie Frazier kind of have to be like, we can't sit in zone. We got to get more pass rushers. Got to get better like linemen. So the Bills have a lot of room to grow. I think, like I said, Allen just covers up a lot.
Yeah. We'll end it on this, Max. Last conversation.
Okay.
Brock Purdy. So I forgot what you said last week.
Okay.
Is this his job? That's it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Come on. For sure. Are you going to start Trey Lance? Played one game? Joey, where you at, my boy? The answer.
If you get another quarterback, though?
Only if it's Tom Brady. Only if it's TB.
Only if it's Brady.
Yeah.
He's washed, though. He's a bum.
Yeah, he is a wash bum. I agree. I wouldn't sign him. You don't want a divorcee on the team.
I kind of flip-flopped in the beginning. I really was impressed with Brock Purdy, but I think it's getting a little bit out of hand. I'm still hanging on to that narrative that he's going to fuck it up and that game's going to happen because he's getting dropped interceptions, bro. Let's just be fucking real.
That's true.
Like, just because you didn't throw an interception, let's watch the game and see how many drop picks you guys had. And they had a lot the last 2 weeks against Seattle and against Dallas today.
Well, for the Eagles' sake, I hope they can capitalize on it. I hope the Eagles can capitalize on it. That's all I'm going to say. And
Darius Slay catches that ball, right?
I hope so. Trayvon Diggs kind of has vacuums for hands at times, but I don't know. That's kind of un-Trayvon Diggs-like. One, I want to. Can we do Laker Corner today? Because I really want to talk about the Lakers.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, Juan tells me, we're watching the game together. He's like, dude, the Lakers got scored 43-15 in the second quarter. I said, oh my God, where are we playing? Portland? He's like, exactly. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right for this team. What'd you say? Like 10 minutes later, you're like,
Dame hitting logo shots.
Anthony Simons has 25 at half, and one's like, dude, Lakers down by single digits. I'm like, shut up, get the F out of here.
Worst point differential in Lakers history.
It was. I ain't gonna lie. They had us in the first half one. I ain't gonna lie. They had us in the first half. But we had him in the second half. LeBron, Thomas Bryant, original Laker, back at it again.
Yeah.
Hey, this team ain't bad. this team isn't as bad as I feel like last year was a bigger shit show than this year for sure. 100%. Because there's no like Frank Vogel. He's on the can. He's a bum.
Yeah.
So it's just
I'm trying to look at
AD's
the
coming back.
right now.
AD's coming
does
back.
seem to be coming back. Anything that shocks you? How about we do a little NBA corner? We got a little bit of time. Give me your thoughts on the NBA.
Do you know there's the most 40-point games we've ever seen? Oh, I wonder why. I don't know. Because no one plays defense. Shannon Sharp yelling at T. Morant was sick.
Oh
Luka.
my god, what do you think about that?
I was like, bro, T. Morant might get smoked by Shannon Sharp. Like he still play one. I'm just gonna say that. I thought it was cool. I mean, they're just like they're two. No one wants to see two old guys fight. First of all, second, Lakers got a great dub. Schroeder came through. I don't know. I'm so tired of seeing these guys talking about we need a shorter season because their guys can't play. They did this shit in the 80s and they were drinking all they were drinking was water and beer. Let's figure it out, guys. And I think the Suns are kind of tanking it up one. On the East, it seems to be Boston's division to lose.
Okay. Off bat, 5 title contenders right now.
Okay. You want me to tell you?
Yeah, 5.
Okay, Lakers.
5.
Grizzlies, Warriors, Boston, Bucks. Who am I forgetting? Let me go to the conference. Let me look at the teams.
Nuggets,
Nets. I don't know. I don't think the Nuggets are legit.
You don't think so?
I think they're 6. They're 6. I'd pick the Nets because you got to go with stars. And I think other than Ben Simmons, sorry ass, but
no
I like the
Philly
Nuggets.
in there?
No Philly. No. They got Harden. Come on. He's a clutch performer, right?
Yeah. Right. But if I would throw Denver into a championship contender for NBA.
Yeah, they're like 6-8 for me. I know Jokic is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. I get it. He's so fun to play with, so fun to watch, but yeah, there's something about me that doesn't trust Denver.
Biggest shit fest right now.
Phoenix
in the NBA.
Oh, like at a good teams or just in general?
A team that should be better, but they're just
Atlanta
not doing it. Atlanta is 8th. They're 20. They're game over 500. Not bad. Not terrible.
The Timberwolves aren't that bad. The Bulls are kind of tanked it up. The Hornets are just back to their old ways. Hey guys, dude, LaMelo's the sickest, bro. He's the sickest. We're the sickest.
Man. I think the Bulls kind of regret that trade that they did for.
For Vuce, yeah. Don't. I don't think we were fans of it when it happened, were we?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
but there goes your little NBA, man. I think we're gonna call it on that. I think we got a comment. What we got right here? Oh my goodness!
Just go ahead and don't even show that because you can't even watch the game with us.
Both teams won today on the Super Bowl 23rd anniversary. Hope y'all ready for 49ers Bengals Super Bowl.
Yeah, Joey was alive for that one, according to him. So we'll see.
That's the only thing that pains me, man. I was a rock and a hard place with that damn Cowboys and Niners game. I hate both teams. I really didn't care who won.
We can't say what Dak said on the show, but
oh my goodness, Dak was hyped up. But he's a Dallas fan.
Is he?
For the most part, yeah, he's a Dallas
he hates
fan.
them.
He hates the Niners more than the Cowboys at the moment. But anything else, Max, you want to elaborate on?
No, it's kind of crazy. We're down to 4 teams, and then after next week, we're going to be down to 2. We have the bye week. Shout out to the Pro Bowl, flag football. Let's get it done. Yeah. I'm tuning in.
Tuning in, baby. Fuck the Pro Bowl. I think that's going to do it, though. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, bro. We greatly appreciate it. Joey, hit the like button. I know you're in here. Hit that damn like button. All right, D-Raw, I hope you hit the like button on your way out.
D-Raw?
I know. Yeah, D-Raw was here for the Bills, man. We appreciate him showing up, man.
Just don't dig
Raven,
yourself in too big of a hole,
yeah,
man.
we got to get Raven up in here because he's a Bills fan, right?
Bills fan / Raven fan.
We need a lot of the Bills fans to come back because we had a bunch of them this season that were in the live chat. We need to see you guys. All right, D-Raw showed his face. D-Raw showed himself and face the music. But we need more of you guys. Okay. We'll see you guys Wednesday for the pick'ems for the conference championships. And have a good night, guys. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.